more can I say?
Top Billin. Alright, y'all, so as always, somebody's going to be mad whenever I'm doing the Seattle content because I can't just do my content and they can't just not watch. They have to watch and have to complain. So we're going to keep it going because that's just what it is. So I'm not saying everyone. Repeat, I am not saying everyone. But there are some people who have punted on the season and have asked me questions dealing with the future. Meaning they want to know if the coaching staff should be fired. They want to know who should be the next quarterback, which young quarterback should be drafted. I'm going to talk to those people. If you're not one of those people, don't watch. Don't ever watch. It's not that serious, right? For those people out there, I don't know where to go with this, right? I respect the hell out of Pete Carroll. One of the greatest coaches of our lifetime, no doubt about that. He's definitely one of the reasons I even decided to take on Seattle Seahawks coverage, being as though I had never covered the Seahawks before in any of the previous mediums where I worked on the internet. So, and obviously, at the time, they did not have quarterback issues. I felt that would be great for my coverage, and at the time, it was great for the coverage. I was able to do different things, open up there, as opposed to this particular slot was filled by the Atlanta Falcons, and they had nothing but quarterback issues. Even though they didn't really have quarterback issues, Matt Ryan was the man, in my opinion, but the fans didn't like Matt Ryan. So now it's morphed into that same exact coverage with some of the fans not liking Geno Smith and wanting to move on and wanting to back up and all that. So to those people there, I have the perfect reset for you guys. Move on from Geno Smith through the draft, and you have to look at my man, Jayden Daniels from LSU. After Caleb Williams, after Drake May, and man, it's hard. This is a very good quarterback draft. This is when I told you guys a couple of years ago, you didn't have to panic. You didn't have to do something goofy like take Malik Willis with the 9th or 10th overall pick, whatever you guys had at that time. You could build around, grab some other people, which Seattle did, right? They ended up getting two tackles, two tackles, exterior tackles, who look like they'll be there for the next 10 years, right? Balling out, perhaps. So you did that. You end up getting a receiver in Jackson Smith-Njigba, a young guy who I think can be a volume guy who could destroy the NFL, much like we've seen from guys who can play outside in like a Cooper Kupp. You have that. You have multiple young running backs, right? You have a team that's set up to engulf, right, to inherit a young quarterback like Jayden Daniels, who has a ton of experience and plays in the best conference and best division in the entire sport and is balling. So people keep talking to me about Michael Penix. Listen, Michael Penix, I think, is a good quarterback. There's no doubt about that, right? But listen, I'm a Penn State guy. I've watched Michael Penix's entire career, first of all, just covering college football, period. But seeing him at Indiana and seeing the inconsistencies there, and then seeing him go to the wackest, weakest conference there is, the Pac-12. I hate the Pac-12. I hate the defenses in the Pac-12. It's hard for me to really evaluate people in the Pac-12 because you're just playing pretty much routes on air. Even the marquee team like the USC Trojans, right? When they're good, the Pac-12 is supposed to be good. They're not good on defense at all. One of the worst defenses there is for that type of talent level that they claim that they have is just crazy. So being able to go up and down that schedule there with nothing but weak defenses, to me, it's hard to really say what Michael Penix is, especially considering what he was at Indiana. He had moments at Indiana where he looked pretty good, but he also looked pretty inconsistent there, and he dealt with injuries, no doubt about that there. But had he transferred like Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels was actually in the Pac-12 first at Arizona State. He looked great as a freshman. And then they ran into some problems as a team, period, if you know about that situation where Coach Herm Edwards and those guys, they were doing some weird shit out there. Let's just say it that way. He goes to the best conference, the best division, and is destroying it. Matter of fact, check this out. All right, so this is incredible. Before we get to his stats right now, just look at the amount of attempts. 1,438 attempts. What? And he's completing 66% of that many attempts. I told people before, I've said this many times, I like for you to have at least 600 attempts. And that's at the very least. I would like to have much more than that in college before I can really say that I can evaluate you, right? You have to be in the dopest division there is, right? Where you're playing nothing but good defenses and have those kind of attempts. 1,400 attempts in college is hard. There's no doubt about that for sure. But look what he's doing now. Or we can go back through it, right? As an Arizona State, as a freshman, he had 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, was completing 60% of his passes. He got hurt in the second year when he had 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then they had that crazy 21 season coming up out of that COVID where he had 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, right? He goes to LSU, where he's seeing Alabama, and he's seeing Auburn and all these teams with all these defenders that go in the first round, right? Texas A&M, and he's seeing all these guys on the schedule, Georgia. And he goes for 17-3 in his first year, transferring over there with Brian Kelly from Notre Dame, who became the head coach there. And then he finally put it all together like I told people he would. I told people he's going to be a problem when he transferred. This guy, I love his skill set. He's completing 72% of his passes. He has 327 attempts. He has 11.7 yards per attempt, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He has a 208 rating. I don't know if I've seen that. Even Michael Penix right here, right? He has a 163 rating. He's having a good year, of course. 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in the weak-ass Pac-12, all right, playing against I will just leave it at that. I know you guys are going to get mad about that too, but it is what it is. It's the truth. That's what I believe. Complete 65% of his passes. He's having a good year. No doubt about that. He has 1,500 attempts. He has a lot of experience. My man's been in college since 2018. He played at Indiana for 4 years. He was there for 4 years. He has a ton of experience. He has that going for himself. I like Michael Penix. I don't like him more than Jayden Daniels, right? Jayden Daniels is a better athlete. He's right-handed, right? Not to say that's bad. Obviously, I do a lot of work with Tua Tagovailoa as a left-handed cat, but a lot of times those left-handed cats in the NFL, man, just be having problems. You just don't see a lot of them. And Tua actually originally was right-handed, which is weird, but he's playing in the Pac-12, and as you see before, look, he had 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. His redshirt freshman year at Indiana, he had 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And then his 21 season, he had 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in the five games he played. And you can see right here, man, he was off injured, right? He goes to a place with softer defenses, and he's able to play all the games now. So let that sink in right there. But even Caleb Williams, right, the Washington Wizard, who undoubtedly the best quarterback to me, at first he was at Oklahoma. He showed himself to be that as a true freshman coming in, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Then he went for 42-5 when he went to the weak Pac-12. And he 30-5 this year, 68% of his passes there, 67% for his career in 3 seasons. He's a young cat. When they're younger, all things equal, you go with the younger cat. No doubt about that, because you got to think about the highest ceiling there. And he will have over 1,100 attempts by the time he leaves college in just 3 seasons. That's incredible. But even he doesn't have a 208 rating, and he's playing in the weak Pac-12. Now check this out right here. It's this front side ISO, this curl route here, going against man coverage, against a guy who's probably going to be one of the top cornerbacks taken right here, having to fit stuff into virgin tight windows against good defenses and good pass rushes. This is what you get from this guy right here. Look at this. Yaka. Come on, man. You ain't see that? What are we doing here? Right? Small room for error. Small margin for error right here. Malik Neighbors coming around. Speaking of, you might want to grab that guy as a receiver too. Get yourself a number 1 receiver outside who can win contested catches, who has good hand-eye coordination. Look at that right there. Hands plucker. able to do the damn thing right there. Let's look at it from this direction right here. Look at that, having to work against these wraps and stunts here, staring down the gun barrel and still deliver accurately. Yaka, oh my God. Did you see that right there? Look, your man Neighbors right here, high in a way where only he could get it. And look, McKinstry's right in on it. Right, he almost gets a hand on it. He does have a hand on it, but look at the strong hands there. Listen, I know everybody wants to get on Geno, but have you seen your number one wide receiver consistently make catches like that? That's how you help out your quarterback right there. That would have been an incompletion in Seattle there if it was thrown just like that. But as far as Daniels here, man, not afraid at all, right? People coming down and look at this, multiple starters in the NFL already. Henry To'o. You have Will Anderson coming around here. Dallas Turner should be a first-round pick right here. He's going against those type of guys that delivering accurately. Come on, man. Same deal right here. Malik Neighbors going in motion, going against Jaquincy McKinstry. I ain't calling that man Kool-Aid. I can't do it. Same deal right here, man. You get the curl route, and hey, you got to be able to deliver accurately. This is a tough throw, right? It's opposite hash, man coverage, curl route against a first-round pick receiver here, right to the numbers. Oh, numbers grip. A numbers grip, opposite hash throw that if you're not accurate or you don't have the arm strength on this one right here, it is undoubtedly going the other way for an interception right here. Great coverage right here by McKinstry as well right here. He comes up out of the break right there. Malik Neighbors creating a little bit of separation by burping the baby. And he's on it right there. But look at him shield off because the throw is exactly where he needs to be. He's able to box him out, show him the numbers right there, and put him on the back nameplate. Can't do anything about it. Right on the numbers. That's arm strength, accuracy, poise, everything you want. Look at it from this angle. Right? Clean pocket this time. Jocka. Come on. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do right with that? 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in the SEC West. Oh no, man. I'm showing these type of throws because I want to highlight how tougher the coverage is in the SEC West. Same deal right here, coming up out of that curl route in the middle of the field against Brian Branch, perhaps the best nickel defender as a rookie there is in the NFL. Your man Brian Branch all over this right here. Look at this. Watch your man Jayden Daniels, right? This time, low and away to Keyshawn Boutte. Same deal right here. You see the pass rush coming. He don't care. Yaka. Brian Branch right there too. Look at that. Small margin for error. And I know you guys want a QB with some legs. To me, Jayden Daniels, very much like a young Geno Smith as far as the pocket stuff, right? Being able to deliver accurately against man coverage, all that and there. But he's more willing to use his legs, or make him use his legs, but he'll detach and scramble as well. He's a design runs right here, but he can get after it, man. Only thing that he needed early in his career was to gain some weight. He's the thinnest quarterback I think I've ever seen in my life. He's put on more weight. I still think he can add some more weight for the NFL as well, but at 6'3", 6'4", maybe with a little bit more time to eat or something like that, he could come in. Right? It could be a year behind you guys' favorite quarterback, Drew Lock. Some of you people's favorite quarterback, Drew Lock. You maybe spend a year behind him. Or to me, he's already ready to go. You know what I mean? That's a lot of throws there, and it's a lot of throws against viable competition. So, listen, but beyond that, I just want to do a little something on that. It's not an in-depth film study. Your man, Ben Johnson, Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. If you want to move on, it's probably time to change the direction of the program. It's been a defensive program for all these years under the Pete Carroll regime. It's time to move the meter and do something different. You guys know I compared Seattle to Detroit as far as saying that they're twins, right? Very much the same type of team there. It's funny, the Seahawks own the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, one of the best teams in the NFL. Definitely one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. Seattle will be beating them boys, though, and it'd be some clutch games, some really good games there. But they have a very similar setup there. They just, to me, have better offensive execution. And that's a lot to do with the Ben Johnson cat, the offensive coordinator. I like that style of offense that they have. It's probably a little bit more geared toward passing. That's what you guys want. As Seattle's been known as a running outfit, but they can run the ball too. He has some good run concepts there. So I don't know about his background as far as head coaching goes, but hey, eventually you have to get a shot. That man getting a shot there with a young quarterback like Jayden Daniels. You see what he did with Jared Goff. I'll be honest with you. I believe if he was the quarterback or if he was the OC of the Seattle Seahawks, you would see a lot of the same stuff from Geno Smith. You saw it last year, right? He had a better year than Jared Goff had last year, and Jared Goff having a really good year this year. The offensive play calling is up to snuff with the Detroit Lions for sure. So let me know what you think about that combination right there, man. Ben Johnson and Jayden Daniels. As far as Jayden goes, matter of fact, let's look at this right quick. As it presently stands, Seattle has the 22nd pick at 6-5 right now. I expect there to be a few more losses on the schedule, if I'm being honest about it. Not saying that Seattle can't win those games. I don't expect them to win those games, but they can definitely win those games because Seattle, in my opinion, still has a very talented team. They just have to be able to put it all together, though. But I know a couple of teams that they're not going to beat. You know what I mean there. But you have Jayden Daniels here. Has to clear a lot of hurdles there. But depending on, man, maybe they get it within the top 20, top 15. Listen, before the season started, I thought Jayden Daniels would be a first-round pick, maybe in the back half of the first round. I'm not so sure. He may not be the second or third quarterback taken now. Right? You still have Drake May. There's some other guys out there, KJ Jefferson, Sam Hartman, depending on what the kid from Texas does, Quinn Ewers. There's some very talented quarterbacks out there. Depends on what the kid from Georgia, Carson Beck, does. So not just him, right? If we wanted to go beyond him there, but that's just the first thought of mine because I think I know the style of quarterback you guys have been wanting here. So I think Jayden Daniels would be that. Somehow if they can get a little higher, you never know. But, man, maybe they have to work magic. Maybe make a trade or something like that, move up to where they go and get their guy. And that should be the guy, in my opinion, because I don't think you can get Caleb Williams. So other than that, man, you guys just have to let me know what you think about that. So your boy Jersey Murph right here signing off. Make sure you tip your waiter. You know I'll always be serving that hibachi, man. For real, all right? Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.